Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to our little slice of heaven and Merry Christmas. It's Christmas today that we're recording this, so maybe Merry belated Christmas by the time you hear this. But my name is Amanda, if you don't already know, and this is my dream come true husband, Zohar. And we want to bring a new standard of what's possible for both life and love, especially when it comes to a true love sacred union, because from our own experience, that's literally the best thing that someone can experience in life is a true love sacred union, right? Sharing life with a partner that is truly aligned for you, because then something super magical happens and you join forces and it creates this beautiful upward spiral momentum. And so we have lots of fun updates in our own upward spiral journey that we're so excited to share, to be an inspiration of what is possible and the importance of preparing for the relationship of your dreams. And that's why I'm super passionate about supporting women in that specific journey. So I hope you had a Merry Christmas. We are currently, so this is going to give a lot of context and then we'll catch you guys up on how we got to this moment. But we are currently in our RV and in the state of Tennessee. And yesterday we went on an amazing hike. It was 60 degrees. So it has been such a magical. I was actually hoping for a white Christmas, but then I much preferred sunny and 60 degrees in the mountains of Tennessee. It's quite phenomenal. And they said, actually, some locals said that last winter, this time of year, it was around 0 degrees Fahrenheit with a wind chill in the negatives. It was the coldest they had seen in 25 plus years. So we're praying that that was in the past and we're bringing sunshine and warmth. But yeah, so we embarked on this wild, crazy journey of selling most of our things, including both of our vehicles, and buying an RV and moving into the RV full time and manifesting the perfect truck to pull the RV and moving states within a very short time period. Once we locked in on the place, the home of our soul is how I want to describe it, which we have been searching for and manifesting and cultivating for the last couple of, it feels like years, or maybe our whole lives, who knows. Years. Yeah. And the thing that's so special about this specific place is it has a little bit of everything that we love. So it has, yeah, it's a small town where we chose in eastern Tennessee. It's really close to the mountains, very genuine people, really good values, small government, and just simple life, beautiful nature. And we have beautiful visions for our life here in Tennessee of essentially creating a homestead, building our dream home and growing our own food and birthing our babies at home and just returning to a simple way of life. And so, yeah, I would love to share how we got to this specific moment. But first, I would love for you to share how you are feeling in this moment and how you've been feeling the last couple of weeks, because we're full-time RVers. Maybe we've been on this journey or since Thanksgiving, so about a month. Yeah. So how has this past month been for you, my love?
I love it. Every time we go to the land that we found, I feel a stronger and stronger sense of relief, like I finally found my home. And in that home is the parameters to perfection. Everything that we wanted, everything beyond we wanted. We meet neighbors that are so nice. We meet people around here that are so nice. The hikes are so close, the nature, the beautiful mountains. Everything is just great. And living in an RV is something that neither of us have ever done before. And we just dove in and we love it. Everything's just so great.
No, we literally just dove in. So we have a cousin of mine, and she met her sacred union, and they're about to also embark on RV life. And they said, yeah, we're gonna rent an RV before we buy one because it's probably a good idea, especially with the pets. And that was our thought too. We thought maybe we should rent an RV just to check it out, and then we went. We didn't even necessarily have the intention to buy the RV that specific moment. Did you? The day that we bought it? Like, had you already decided before we got there, okay, we're leaving with an RV?
No.
No, that was not the plan. We were like, let's just go look at let's just go see what's this whole thing about. And the the thing about intuition is it's the one path in life where you can just dive head first without really knowing any of the details or how any of it's going to work out or how we didn't even have a truck to pull. We couldn't even take the RV with us, but we just walked into the very first RV on the lot, and he was like, "Oh, this is the Cadillac of RVs. It's the oldest company, and it has all the bells and whistles." And like the sales guy is giving us this whole pitch. And what I cared about was a having a fireplace. Feeling warm is really important to me. I've learned this through my human design, eating warm foods and expressing my warm nature and being in a warm environment is really important for my well-being. And we walked in, and of course, it had a fireplace. And it was very modern. It's very modern style, which we love. The color scheme is similar to our condo. It has like this very nice vibe in a huge fridge. And then, but I feel the moment where it really clicked for us was when we sat in the recliners. They have these super comfy plush recliners, and we both sat down at the same time. And my body literally shook. Like it wasn't the chills, it was like a full body shake. Can you tell Zora's hot?
We we turned off the vent. It pulls the air out. We got so hot on this. Because she likes
you can
to
put your shirt if you
she
want. I mean, we
likes
have
to
candles in front of us. We have quite a bit of heat.
she likes to warm eat food and have a fireplace because she's an oven. She radiates heat like an oven.
Am I heating you up? Oh my god.
Always. That's what I like.
And so in that moment, my body, they say full body yes. It was a full body yes. I was like, whoa, this feels so comfortable. What was it like for you when you sat in the recliner?
Well, we were still responsible and asked him to take us to all the other RVs just so we would see differences in sizes and layouts and brands and finishes. And it was still the first one that was the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that it was a quick decision. We didn't
Me
need
too.
we still forced ourselves to see more, but at the end of the day, we just we know what we like. We did research before, but the first one just felt the best one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. because we had even planned to go to some other RV parks, but when we found the one, it was just annoying. And normally I'm the person that likes to see all my options and make sure we pick the absolute best one. But this was just, it was just such clear confirmation.
That's one.
It was the best one. And we got the layout where there's a sliding door between the bedroom and the rest of the space. So that's where I work from. I take my coaching sessions. I have a chair, pillow, and I love being cozy and comfy in the feminine nook, taking my sessions. And Zora worked out here and it works amazing. It works great because a lot of people ask that, like, oh, how do you guys both work from the RV? And it's so easy. We both have our headset. Like we don't even.
I've never heard you.
Yeah, me either in a session. Yeah. So it's so we dove into that. We bought our RV and then we were on a mission to manifest a very specific truck that we wanted. And so ours was crystal clear. And I was asking him for more and more clarity, right? Because manifestation, the part that's super important is clarity. Like, what color do you want? What color do you want the outside? What color do you want the inside?
Well, we didn't even know. We went to test drive a few,
Yeah.
and only when we test drove and we saw it, we thought, oh, it actually would match this color. And only then we knew what color.
Yeah, you knew the inside color you wanted
Yes.
for sure, though, but we didn't know the
Yes.
outside color.
Exactly.
Yeah. And there just weren't that many for sale in the whole country. Like, this is not, there just weren't that many options for the year and the trim and the interior color, right? It starts narrowing down, narrowing down. It's a Toyota Tundra. So we've done a bunch of research, and Toyotas are such amazing, reliable cars. It's a really, really good brand of vehicle that we highly recommend if you're in the market. And I just kept searching. After we test drove, we got a better idea. You know, like for sure we want 4x4. Oh, what is this TRD package? Oh, that's interesting. Hybrid versus non-hybrid. Because there was this one Toyota Tundra that we almost got that Zora really wanted,
It wasn't the right color.
but it wasn't the right color and it wasn't a hybrid. And we didn't even know about the hybrid at that point. But I remember there was a little bit of, oh man, that one got snatched up so fast. But one of my core beliefs to live by is if it's not this, then it's something even better. Like, and literally, that is exactly what happened. And we ended up deciding on the hybrid, which, yeah, is just the best decision we could have ever made. It's better performance and better gas mileage and all the things. Yeah, it's so quiet. He said it feels like driving a Tesla, which we love the feel of driving a Tesla, but not all the other things about it. Anyways, okay, so then, yeah, it was a whole journey of letting go of all of these things, letting go of our, you know, our life in Austin, Texas, where I've been the last 14 years, and letting go of a bunch of our physical things, and I felt the more we let go, the freer I felt. We were actually so excited to move into a smaller space and just truly go through everything in our life and let go of anything that wasn't essential or that we absolutely loved. And it's amazing how you can thrive in a small space. Like, we literally have everything that we need.
Including ducks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, outside the window.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the ducks are constantly reminding us to be lighthearted in life because their quack just sounds like them
They're
laughing and
cracking up.
laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing. And we have black swans and white swans. We just have this huge view out our window of this beautiful pond and the sun setting. It's quite amazing. And so I really want to share all of this was because we found our land. That's the story that I really want to share. Our dream land. And one of my favorite things in the universe to feel into and open up to the possibility of is beyond what you can imagine, right? It's on a very high frequency, beyond what you can imagine. You have to leave so much space for what's possible beyond what you can even imagine in your little mind, but the universe, can deliver your heart's deepest, truest desires when you trust and you open up and you have fun and you follow these intuitive nudges. There were so many intuitive nudges that led us to finding our land.
I didn't fully buy into it, but now.
I thought you were fully okay. I
You
thought you were
proved.
I thought you were fully bought in after our engagement.
Well, the engagement was an idea I had, but I didn't manifest. I didn't think of the details. I just wanted to be at that spot, but I didn't think, oh, it would be like this, or it would have that. The universe just like kept throwing more and more things that I was okay, I'm happy. But here we know exactly what we wanted, and it was detailed and on multiple things.
Yeah.
And you find them all.
That's the amazing thing about the universe. You can leave it vague. You can leave it vague of, I want this moment, like the engagement, to be, I'm sure you had a desire for it to be special,
Of course.
but you didn't know the specifics, right? You just like, I want it, the frequency of just special, memorable. I'm sure those were some of the feelings that you were desiring, or you can get super specific. Like, I want this amount of land in this type of neighborhood, this far from a major road, with this view, with this river, and all the things, right? It's
We didn't even. The river wasn't even a request.
it definitely was for me.
But that's not what, that wasn't a parameter in the search that we did for all the houses we were looking for. So you just put it in the universe, but not in Zillow. It's like Zillow is nothing compared to the universal search engine.
It's because the thing that's so amazing is, as you go through life and you have all these different experiences that are compounding, you're getting more and more clarity from every single experience, right? In dating, right? You're kind of, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. And then it culminates into the best of every human being you've ever met into one person. And then beyond what you can imagine, tied in a little bow. My love. So there were so many nudges, and one of them was actually a post on Facebook. This woman posted it, and it was a picture of the mountains in Tennessee, and she was saying how she's starting an intentional community in Tennessee. And I was like, oh, Tennessee, we haven't really even considered that, because we had narrowed down Arkansas or North Carolina. And I was looking on the map and I was like, okay, we literally have to drive through the entire state of Tennessee. Maybe we should look into this. And so we started diving into the research, and it started resonating more and more and more and more. And all of a sudden, like, how has this not been on our radar this entire time? And so we said, okay, we have to take a trip. And I wanted to go when the leaves were still changing before it got cold. And so it was perfect timing. Literally, when we decided that, we
Right
went
before.
maybe two weeks later. It was a very quick decision of, okay, let's go take a trip. So we came here in this area for 2 weeks. And every single day we were getting more clarity, and our intention was shifting. At first, it was just, okay, we just want to get clarity on, do we want to be more north or more south? Like, I was content with leaving that 2-week trip, just knowing that one piece of information. But then the timeline was so accelerated. So we got here, and then we I had already connected with so many people before we got here. So that was a huge piece of why I think it felt more homey, was the community. And every single person that we met was nice and genuine and on a similar journey and had a similar story of they were intuitively brought to this specific area with a similar desire of just soul fam and beautiful nature and simple life. And then we, for 2 weeks straight, started looking at different houses and different pieces of land, and feeling into, okay,
Neighborhood.
like neighborhoods, like, do we want to be in this type of neighborhood or this type of neighborhood? Do we want just land, or I kind of just want a house that's already built. I don't really want to wait to build a house. And it just kept shifting, and okay, we actually want a neighborhood, we want neighbors. And I was like, no, I want to be like, I want to have a lot of land. And literally it was like, woo. But it was that's how those things
It
were
was.
full on. And we actually had already put an offer on a different lot and a house that was in that same neighborhood, so we can immediately just move into the house and then build our home on the lot. And it was our favorite lot that we had found up until that point, because it had amazing views and it was in this nice area of town and blah blah blah. But
And then
we had literally already put the offer. And then we're staying in this Airbnb on 8 acres, and the owners come, we invite them because we want to talk to them. They've lived there their whole lives. And so we chat with them about what it's been like, and they share a story how they just manifested, essentially, or was gifted this opportunity to buy 25 acres of riverfront property, and they were building their dream home. And it was so inspiring. And right before he walked out of the house for the evening, he looked at us and said, just don't rush the process. When you know, you will know. And then I chatted with a friend also that same day, and I was talking to her and I was saying, yeah, I'm so excited about this house and this lot that we're putting an offer on. My only concern is it's going to be in a construction zone, because only half the houses were built in the neighborhood. And even while we were there was some construction, and there was this tractor. Every time it would go in reverse, it would beep, beep, beep. And I was like going crazy. And I was imagining being pregnant, and my highest priority, deepest desire for pregnancy is peace and quiet, just the sounds of nature. I just want to be immersed, peace, quiet, and nature. Right? It's so important, if you can, during pregnancy, to be in a nourishing, calm, beautiful environment. And so, because obviously your mental health, emotional health impacts the baby. And so then I had the realization of, oh my gosh, we have to shift gears. So I came and told Zar, and tell me about that moment for you when I came in and shared, actually change of plans.
I mean, in the inside, I was going, yes. The outside, I told you, okay, baby, no problem.
Why? Why were you on the
Because originally, I wanted to be not so close to civilization and noises, city.
Also
stuff like that.
HOA? That one did have
HOA.
an HOA.
Yes, HOA. Even if it's not a restrictive HOA, just that structure was not favorable to me. And I wanted to have a place for a garden and some more open space and be a little bit further out than these neighborhoods that everybody's the cookie cutters.
Mhm. Mhm.
And when you said we want more land, that's exactly what I want.
Mhm.
But I needed to give you the time to get to it, to firmly believe it was your idea.
I know. I felt so.
Because both of us need to love the idea. It requires a commitment to live outside of civilization.
Yeah.
To live. I mean, we're not. It's not like we're in the middle of nowhere. we're in a nice cul-de-sac. It's 15 minutes from 10 minutes from the town, but it's still not in a city. We're not technically in city limits. So, it requires, I didn't want to tell you, no, I really want to convince you, and then you not liking it. I wanted it to come from both of us. So when it came from you, then it was just the perfect combination, and I had faith that it will come from you too. I just needed the time and the experience to tip toe in an offer, and to hear a little bit of reverse sounds of tractors, and that's it.
Yeah, that did it for me. And then there was a whole other experience.
Only cost $20.
What did?
I only paid them $20 to put in reverse for them.
Oh my gosh. There was a whole other experience with a different house that was in this really beautiful neighborhood. Churchill is the cute little small town, and it had.
Well, it was a cute house in a beautiful neighborhood. It wasn't a beautiful house.
Oh, did I say house? Yeah, I meant neighborhood. It was in a beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah.
With a beautiful river running along the neighborhood. The neighborhood was tucked back. It was a circle. All the houses were different. There was a mountain, a small mountain. It was super quiet. It was just very endearing. And I remember walking into the house, or before we walked in the house, sitting on the front porch, there was these rocking chairs, and you could see in front, there was nobody had built a house. It was an empty lot, and you could see the river and the mountain. So the view from the front, I was like imagining breastfeeding my baby on the front porch, looking at the river. Like, it was just, and I was wow. And it had a shed for Zohar, and the house wasn't the
shed for Zohar, not to live in. Just to clarify, people know what you say. Shed for Zohar.
Do all handyman work. Oh my God.
Just to make sure.
And I fell in love with the idea of living in that neighborhood, in that house, even though the layout of the house wasn't perfect. It was, I could see us living there. And we were one of the first ones to see that house, but it was very early in our search journey. So I was thinking, okay, I mean, we should compare, and then a couple of days went by, and an offer got put on that house, and then got taken off the market. And I remember I cried because we potentially lost that house, but I was so grateful for that experience, because then I knew in that moment, oh, I really did want that house. Sometimes you have to lose something to be like, oh, actually it meant so much to me. But it was on a 10-day contingency. The person who put an offer, they had to sell their other house within those 10 days in order to buy it, or the offer would fall through, and then we could put a counter offer, or a second offer. But so then I got to let that go and just trust the universe on that. And yeah, if not this, then something even better. And so it was the last weekend before we were leaving, and we were seeing, we have so many houses to see every single day. And one of the houses that we went to, we weren't able to get inside. So I said, okay, let's just drive to the end of the street just to get a feel for the neighborhood, right? It's not just about the house. It's also about the neighborhood. It's also about the neighbors. It's also about the area of town. Like, there's so many factors when deciding where you're going to spend the next, years, decades of your life. And so we drove up this hill to the end of the cul-de-sac, and there was a little sign that said "For sale by owner." And we're both like, what is this? And so we get out of the car, and it had just stopped raining, which I had already said a prayer. Okay, I just know it's gonna stop raining when we need to get out of the car. And it did. So the rain stopped, we got out, and it was untouched nature, and it was actually very overgrown. There was all of these bushes, but there was this one little trail that you could walk on onto the land. There was wildflowers. It was very beautiful. It was birds. And the sound when you got outside, when you got out of the car, was so peaceful. All you heard were the birds and some bugs and a cow mooing in the distance. Like no sound of cars or traffic, which we would see many nice houses and it would be right on a major road. And we just refused. I wonder if you guys can hear the pets. They're really loud. Hopefully not. And if you can, it's a reminder to just laugh.
Yeah, nature.
And so I remember getting out of the car and walking onto the land, and it not only stopped raining, but the sun pierced through the clouds, and the rays of the sun came on us on the land.
On you.
Just on me.
Yeah, I was standing from a distance and I was seeing the scene, and I had to take a picture. That's how I got the picture of you standing like this.
Yeah, in that moment, I got this well of emotion came up in the depths of my soul, into my eyes. And it was such a profound moment because that's this exact feeling that I had heard other people talk about, like when you know, you just know, and that I had prayed about and visualized and just put all of my faith into. When we know, we're gonna know. And it was that feeling, and I was just like, oh my God. And then you look up and you see the most beautiful view of the big mountains. There's mountains everywhere here in Eastern Tennessee, but a lot of them are small. They're so beautiful, but these are the big boys, the Great Smokies. And to top it all off, there is this beautiful calm river flowing by down below the land. We're up on this hill, and then we get back in the car. I'm like telling Rory, I think it's it. Like, what did you think in that moment? Because we went to see some other houses after that, but it was like this, it had grabbed my heart.
I was already calling the owner.
Yeah, we talked to the owner, the sweetest man ever. So crazy, right? The timing of everything, that house going for sale that's off the market now, that led us to that moment, and him deciding to put the land for sale, even though it was very hard for them, him and his wife and his family, to give up because they had done the same journey as us. They came and they saw all these different lots, and that was the best lot, but just the timeline didn't work for them. They weren't going to be able to move for a year plus. So they
We're
said,
gonna host them when we're done building.
we can't wait to host them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have our land. And then if it also we just met, if it also wasn't for this other man that we just met going to our land yesterday, there was just, we pull up to our lot, which it's two lots combined, and it's forest, and you have rolling hills view on both sides. There's just this guy standing at the end of the cul-de-sac, and we hop out and talk to him, and he is the man who bought that entire piece of land and developed the neighborhood about 20 years ago, and he still lives there in the house that he built with his wife, and he raised his kids in that house. And he ended up telling us, he said, wow, you guys are the new owners of these lots. And he said, yes. And he said, you guys got the best lots in this whole neighborhood. And we just look at each other like, what? And yeah, just, and every time we go to the land, there's some sort of like you're saying, the relief or the confirmation or the blessing. There's always these hawks literally spiraling right above our land, right when we get there. It's so, so, so beautiful. And then we got the land cleared so we could actually walk on it. And now it's so fun every time we go. There's something new that we notice or experience, or someone new that we meet, and it feels more and more like home every single time we go. And so I know many people who are currently searching, right? They're searching for where they want to set roots, where they want to raise or expand their family. And yeah, it's truly one of the best feelings, and it's so important to be patient with the process and diligent with the process.
And be in tune with what you want.
Yeah.
Really feel into it and don't feel pressured, because you will find what it is that eventually you're seeking.
Yes. Yeah, and that was so important to not feel the pressure, because in Eastern Tennessee, the real estate market is insane. You know, it's one of those markets where things get snatched up really fast, and you start to feel this pressure or this to make a decision quick. And I didn't want any part of that experience. And so when we saw their first sale by owner, the land was not even on the market. He hadn't posted it. And so there was no, it was just exactly how we wanted an experience to go. It was just landowner to buyer. There was nobody else involved. There was a direct sale. And yeah, it just could not have panned out any more perfectly. And now we are living in an RV park that's about 30 minutes away from the land. And we're in the process now of envisioning the home that we want, and the design and the orientation. And we like bought a drone and we're trying to see the different views. And now I feel it's really important to tune into the soul of the house and allow each piece to come together. For example, the heating, right? There's so many decisions to make in a house. And I desire for our building experience to be one that the decisions are clearly laid out, and it's this natural progression, and it's very exciting and it's fun. And because a lot of people talk about, everybody has some story or negative narrative around anything that you do in life, and a big one is building a house. You know, it's like, oh my god, good luck, you know.
But the last two people really loved it.
Which one?
My cousin. And who else? Michael, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, which is so amazing to have some positive
Examples.
take. Yeah, because of a lot of people just try and bring their negativity, and you have to block that out. And so the neighbor that built the whole neighborhood invited us into his house, and we walk in, and the heat of the house was so
Soothing.
It was so soothing. It was so welcoming. It was so gentle, and it smelt so good. It was such a pleasurable sensory experience. And he had this antique wood stove from wood burning stove from 1867 or something like that. Like literally 150 years old, something crazy. And he starts telling us about, oh, this is the best way to heat your house, and you know, it's actually the least expensive, and it's and there's no short. We literally have to clear so many trees. We will have a supply of wood for a very long time. And now we're diving into the rabbit hole of, oh, is this the type of heat that we should get for our house? And it was through a synchronistic moment meeting that's guiding us to, oh no, this is the best. Something that we hadn't even considered as an option, which is the best, right? When you're trusting in life to guide you, it will keep handing you what's best for you. But you have to stay open, you have to stay curious, and you can't be too controlling or rigid in what you think you want. You have to hold it loosely. Um, yeah. What else do you want to say about preparing to build our home, or what that journey is going to be like, or all the research that you're diving into?
I think it's super important that we are in a place that we love. So even if things take another month or two, we're not pressured to do certain moves or decisions. Like people we talk to that took a decision that was too fast, and now they're basically paying for it because things are not aligned properly in their house and things were not done properly because they had to rush things. So I think it's very important that we love where we are, and we're gonna move to our land when the foundation framing is done. But we could stay there until everything is done and take our time, enjoying the process. So enjoying life is a process. So we have to enjoy the process, and everything is a process. Being pregnant is a process. Raising children is everything's a process. So enjoying the process is life, not enjoying the end goal. The end goal is a moment. The process is the time.
Yeah, we're really embodying that in every area of life. Also in
except making none.
You're right. You're right. I do not enjoy making naan. Okay, let's just
No
set
more
the
naan.
record straight.
Tried
There's-
once, no more.
It's because okay, look. Today, my mood got my energy was starting to get drained by this freaking naan. I don't know if you've ever made naan from scratch, but it's so sticky, it like sticks to everything, and you put more flour and you try and then it just breaks apart, and you have to do it again and again and again and wash your hands over and over and over, and you're rolling it, and it's a whole experience. And okay, so that's the thing, right? You enjoy the process as much as you can
Yes.
until
the process.
you don't enjoy it anymore, and then you get clarity. Oh, actually, this isn't. I'm no
Not
longer
supposed to have none.
I'm no longer enjoying this process. This is not worth the effort, right? So, like, I can bake bread from scratch. I can bake cornbreads, tortillas. You know, I'm like, I have all these other things that I actually enjoy the process. Naan is not one of them.
Screw it.
Oh my god, we had a whole experience today with the naan. Thanks for calling me out, baby. I love it.
It's okay. I get you.
Yeah, he was like, he was like, Amanda, we need to set an example for our children to be resilient. No.
I'm taking a break. Making this freaking naan.
Like, I am taking a pause because I'm noticing myself getting worked up over this stupid naan, and I'm just gonna take a pause. Okay, I'm just gonna breathe and pause. You know what that's teaching our children? To slow down and take a deep breath and regroup.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my god. And okay, and what I was gonna say is also with the conception journey, right? It is so important, and I'm sure this is a huge contributor to having all of these fertility issues, as we stop enjoying the process. We stop remembering what this is even about, right? Love, trust, surrender, bliss, and just
happen.
Yeah, just having fun along the journey versus trying to control or having a specific timeline. Or yeah, so we shifted from having very specific goals to softening around an intention. What is our intention during this conception journey? How do we truly want to enjoy the process? And it's focusing on, Zora was he said love is my intention. Love, 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 love. And yeah, and mine was connection, right? Connection, just feeling connected and happy and joyful and intimacy and pleasure, and more of the feeling versus a specific, okay, I want a baby by this date and we're gonna have sex on these days. And it's like, so it takes all of the romance out of it, which is the most important thing. And so that's been a huge shift and a very, yeah, more enjoyable experience.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the sentence of life is what happens when you're busy making plans.
Hmm.
And it kind of showed itself so much in everything that happened recently, because we're not really planning for a specific RV, but we found the perfect RV. We wanted and planned for a certain truck, but not for this one. But then this one appeared to have everything plus. We were looking for this house, but then this land came up, and we just saw it. So just things just happen, and just learn to, and that's the macro things. These are the big things, big purchases in life, but it's all from the little things. You do something, it takes longer, and you miss this thing, and you're fixing something, and the screw falls, and you have to look for it. Things just happen in life, and it's like, okay, just flow with it, and everything becomes enjoyable. Everything.
Yeah, when you flow with
Except not.
the natural rhythm of life. No, but I could feel it was no longer the natural flow of life. I started to inside. It was such a, especially as in human design, I'm a sacral authority. My body will start to tell me, like, it will start to cleanse or close, or it's like, this is not flowing. I'm not having fun. This isn't the creation that I want to be pouring my life force into. And so, yeah, noticing, also being in tune when something starts to feel like a little off, to just open up to a different path, and a different path, and a different path, and staying in tune with what feels aligned and natural, and then boom. Cornbread muffins turn out the best they've ever they've ever been. I mean, yeah, I finished the process. It was just,
But yeah, going with the flow is a cliche for a reason.
yeah.
Yeah. I always said, in life, you can't fight the waves, you have to learn how to surf the waves.
Mm.
And I think that is a beautiful encapsulation of everything that happened and everything that's happening. Because you can look at everything as, okay, this is the wave that's happening now. How do I surf it instead of fighting it? I spent a lot of time in life trying to fight certain waves, and it was a struggle when it happened, but because I didn't even know. I thought that, oh, it's supposed to be a struggle. But when you're just working with the waves you have and getting better and better and surfing them, better and better waves come.
Mm. And that was also part of your intention for 2024, is having less.
Yeah, try to control and learn how to surf better.
Yeah, I loved it because we were at a winter solstice gathering that our friends hosted, and there was a ton of kids, and all the kids ended up inside, and all the adults were around a fire pit, and we were going around sharing like our reflections on this past year, and writing down something that we're letting go of and burning it in the fire. It was really beautiful. And Zohar started, and he said, yeah, I want to be inspired by my wife. I want to be more just trusting and kind of going with the flow, and less controlling of specific plans and specific outcomes, especially as an engineer. And then I'm like, oh, actually, I want to be more like my husband, where I'm just calm and positive and centered, and don't let anything steal my peace. And so, how beautiful that we're inspiring each other on this upward spiral journey, and like drinking in the best of each other to balance our life. And I think that's what creates the upward spiral journey is like Zohar says like this, you're constantly
Pushing each other up.
yes, exactly. And so that was a little glimpse of our slice of heaven, our current upward spiral journey. And I hope that it inspired you in some way. If you are in the process of calling in true love, your soulmate, I would be so honored to support you. Or if you're already in a sacred union, but you really want to take your relationship to the next level, or you're on the cusp of conception, I have so much to share, so many
Hmm.
tools and resources, and I would be honored to support you along your journey. So you can message me on Instagram at Sacred Union Within, and we can connect there. And yeah, Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Hmm.
And it's starting to rain
And the
outside.
rain. I love.
Okay, good
Bye.
night. Bye.